you is, are you ready to accept the call of a mentor?
My name is Dwight McDowell, as you said, and this is my dear friend, brother, mentee, whatever you want to, but I just like to call him my brother. He's my dear friend. I would be remiss if I don't mention my wife. My wife is actually not in the room. She's the video person this time, but I may say, hey, tell your story. But anyway, Chris and I, we didn't realize it, but we've been working together on presentations for. Hey, what's going on, man? It's seats there. Hey, mom, over here, man. The seats right there. They husband and wife. So, Joe, you might want to move over this way. Let them. Yeah. We hadn't realized it before. Huh? So Chris and I have been working together for quite a while, doing presentations in different places, but we never did presentations together. If that makes sense. He always like ran the PowerPoint, or then I'll say, how does that go? And he'll throw in a story. And I just literally said, why don't we just do it together? Because we work together so often. And if you haven't met Chris personally, I'm gonna let him just say hello to him. But he's very shy, so y'all gotta say, hey, Chris. But he's very shy. But Chris has a wealth of knowledge. When he teaches the Word of God, it blesses me in such a way. We go to the same church. We work in the same sports ministry, and then we travel together. We've been to different states and done different workshops, and then we're set to go to South Carolina in a couple weeks. He'll be with my wife and I as we do a marriage boot camp. We've been to the Grand Caymans together and done sports ministry together, and so I get a chance to. So just want you to just introduce yourself. Please say whatever you like.
So I'm Chris. So I think one unique thing about our ministry is it's all volunteers. I mean, we both work full-time jobs and then still go volunteer. And it's part of our neighborhood. It's our sports ministry is bigger than the church. Church, I would say on a good Sunday is 30 people, and it's growing. And I think for basketball we had 4 teams?
Yeah, exactly.
We had 4 basketball teams we just finished, and so we're just growing. But I met Coach in 2008 when he was my church at the time didn't have a pastor. We didn't have a pastor for 3 months, so I found this church based off of the youth program. I met Coach. He was running for office, and the first time I remember interacting with Coach was my church was doing a thing called Encounter Weekend. And I remember just talking to Coach. I was sitting in the hot tub talking to him about him running, and I didn't even know it, and I don't even know when I really started coaching with him, but it just works out. What is it now? Almost 20 years, 17 years later, and here I am. So.
Yeah. And so, and we were just talking about it, that it becomes that way when you work together so often that you forget. See, he said it was 2000. I said, really? But the thing is, I can't remember when Chris and I weren't working together. I just don't even remember when that was. And I don't remember when he started calling me a mentor, or when I said he was a mentee. I just know that he's my friend, and that I can depend on Chris. I can trust him. Some of y'all, he may have even carted you around since we've been here, or at another reach prior, or he just does that stuff. It just comes out of him. And so when he might say I mentor him, but he mentors me a lot with the way that he serves. So I try to outserve him. And we don't even know that's how it's going. But I'm laying the groundwork for how mentorship works, and mentors and mentees. So Chris is going to share a little bit more if he has in a little bit, but for now, I'm going to let you rest for a moment, and because I told y'all my friend is shy, so I'm going to put him on the spot more than I have to, all right? So just go ahead and have a seat, Chris. So also, just a little bit, I am that guy that I include my whole family in ministry, and a lot of times people think says I'm a good guy or something, but it wasn't. I was doing bad, y'all. I was trying to, when I started mentoring, I was coaching in the hood, and I'm in the hood at that time. We had this beautiful neighborhood now, but people don't know what we transformed from to where we are today. And it wasn't just me, it wasn't just him, it wasn't just my wife or something like that. It was a conglomerate effort of a lot of people that just got together. And I was showing a short video before we started, and the pastor that we work with the Parks and Rec. Like somebody, Chris said a minute ago, we had 4 teams going, and so like, that's all? No, you don't understand. We're a separate entity from our church completely. We're that where we connect to the rec centers. So I don't have to pay for the overhead and none of that stuff like that. But all the stuff that happens, we have to make it happen. And we had a pastor that was in the community, and I was a coach down the other end. And we never crossed paths, y'all. Literally, we never crossed paths. And one day his son comes up and says, I want to play in this program, and I want to play for you, and play football. And I'm thinking, and his dad, which was the pastor, was a white guy that we lived in the same neighborhood, but he says, well, and he tells his own story. Now, his wife still travels with us, and now he passed away 2 years ago. I miss him so much. We've been friends for so long. Did you meet Pastor Kim when you were there? Yeah. Oh yeah, he passed away now, and it's been like a whole. That's how much and I'm helping y'all how menteeship comes together, and so the oddest situation, like he was like, I'm not going down there to help coach, chat, none of that stuff. But his 8-year-old son comes up one day. I want to play football. I want to play for him, and I want to play up there. It's because he was going to a Christian school that was predominantly black that he went to, and he wanted to play where his friends was. So now, and his dad tells a story, and if you ever meet his mom, I plan to bring her with me one time, but she'll explain that like no, they were called to the carpet to be this is where you minister, and now your kids get to go do that too. And one day, after so long, he just comes up to me after a few months and says, I'm going to be here with you, and if you'll have me, I want to be the chaplain. I didn't even know what a chaplain was at that time. And he didn't know what a chaplain did for sports ministry. So we were about even. And then our wives meet, and we just have this huge marriage in the community. This will help somebody from the neighborhood to a church that we begin to partner. Now, the mentorship takes place because we kept trying to invite people from the sports ministry to the church. He kept trying to tell the church people about the sports program that you might could help. And none of it was working. I'll just be honest with you. It just wasn't working. First of all, the neighborhood was terrible. We eventually started hosting cheer competitions, and I'd bring different pastors I knew in, and they'd be the judges and stuff like that. All kind of just stuff. And then one day we came without. He says, you know what? The next award ceremony, you should have it at our church. I said, dude, you understand who the people I'm ministering to down here is? And he didn't know like that, but we did, and we looked up, and we started doing them. Every award ceremony was in the church, so they was making part of. They started making part of the church ministry. Was the ministry that never came to church, but was in church for the award ceremonies, and the word of God was coming forth. So we'd have like 100-some people at the award ceremony, and we'd have prayer going forth, and then the chaplain and his wife, the other chaplain, and then we started having prayer supported partners, and the mentorship was birthed. So I don't meet Chris well till later, many, many years later, but when you're walking a certain way as a mentor, you never know who's watching you. And so I want y'all to listen to this sound bite for a moment, and then I'm gonna, and that way you probably have to downsize that, Queen, to get there. And I just want y'all to just, if you may have to close your eyes, you may have to just sit, but don't worry about who's sitting with you or around you, none of that. Just hear this for a minute, and this is how you'll know. This is some of the help that what I went through to find out that I'm about to be a mentor.
Yeah, but when you did the thing. Y'all hold on.
When you presented, Coach.
That escape button, right?
Yeah.
Escape button. We need an apple.
No.
The call of a mentor, as well as the vision of a mentor. You may ask yourself, how will I know I'm the one? Well, it begins with a special love for all children, regardless of race, gender, or disability. Now you may be asking yourself, how will I know the call of a mentor? Will there be some deep, mysterious voice saying, hey, you're the one? Unfortunately, the call does not operate like this. However, there are several essential factors in recognizing your calling. Begin by asking yourself these simple questions. Do I have a desire to help children wherever they are, however they may be, whatever condition desire to successfully help them accomplish their goals? Well, if you said yes, this is the first indication that you're the one. Next, do I ever lay awake wondering how I can help ease a child's pain? If you do, again I say, you're the one. Do I often pray and ask God to give me the foresight and the wisdom necessary to help a child succeed? Yes. You are the one. When I walk into a room, are children automatically drawn to me? Listen, my friend, it sounds like you're the one. Have I ever been working on a bicycle in my front yard, or my backyard, and the neighborhood kids stop by to just watch, or they even ask me to show them how to put their chain on? It's you. I know it's you. You're the one. Have I ever been approached by a concerned parent asking me to speak to or possibly discipline their child about his or her behavior in school? Oh yes, my friend, you are the one. This goes well beyond mentoring children. You can mentor other adults as well as your brothers and sisters. Pastors mentor each other. Bishops mentor bishops. Just think about it, my friend. You're the one. And lastly, have I ever expressed how much I dislike children? But yet I find myself giving them candy? Just face it, you're the one. The call of a mentor goes beyond just getting along with children and other adults. It's much deeper than that.
All right. Anybody ever experienced any of that? Yeah. I was the last one. I did not like kids, y'all. I'm serious. When I was like 19, 20 years old, I was the oldest 19-year-old you're ever gonna be. My wife will tell you that because we actually were married at that time. We got married at 18, and I just didn't like to be around. I was like, why are they so loud? Granted, I said I was 19. I was a kid too, but I was this old kid. I'm like, why do they talk so much, and why do they always want you to do this and do that and help them? Why are they always asking you for money and candy or and somebody, and you might say, oh, you're just a bad guy because you mentor people now? Yeah. The bike chains and stuff like that, I couldn't fix on none of that stuff, but that has happened to people that I've been around. I wrote this in 2001, y'all, when I was building ministry in the hood. When our neighborhood was all it was shooting, gun banging, and all it was prostitutes running around and drug. That I would have to make deals with the drug man to swap out the kids. All right, just let me coach them till 5 o'clock till the sun goes down, and then you can have them after that. Come right on in, and then you can have them after that. And then till I begin to claim dominion. And so the kids, me saying that I didn't like it, and so I began to just like, man, this is what I'm supposed to do. Now I don't even get a call to become a mentor until I'm like 25 years later. So it's like 25 years old, 6 years later. However, those are some of the things that go through. And I just played that so that kind of work in your brain is when you're trying to wonder like, I don't want to mentor anybody. Well, I don't even know if you should call me a mentor, but mentoring is that type thing when you find yourself sitting in a gym and you're sitting there working out and you look over and the person that you don't know is doing the same thing you're doing. Or you're a married couple and you could be somewhere sitting there, you might just reach over and kiss your wife on the cheek or something, and somebody's watching you. Eventually, that mentorship starts to be built if you end up mentoring that type of thing. Let me give y'all some definitions, right? Because I'm that person. Once you got to know what it is. The definition of a mentor. Listen to this: a professional relationship where a more experienced person guides and supports the personal and professional growth of a less experienced person. Y'all get that? The definition of a mentor: a professional relationship where a more experienced person guides and supports the personal and professional growth of a less experienced person. Everybody in this room can mentor. Guess what else everybody in this room can be? A mentee. When you get so far out saying that you only mentor, I got a mentor right now that he's been my coach since I was 10 years old. Now, a lot of people can't say they know their 10-year-old little league coach, but I can. He literally, for I'm this dude that comes out of Philadelphia, out the hood. And I don't even know I can play football at that time. What I know is I can run. At that time I could run fast, and he was this coach that I thought was this old guy. He was 19 years old, and then I didn't know that. I thought he was so old because I was 10. And if he were here right now, he'd tell you that. And I'm gonna start putting pictures of him in, and literally now. All those people that he would go on to coach for the next 40 some odd years, and all the people that I would end up going to coach and mentor, they all submit to his mentorship when he comes around right now. When he come right on in. When he comes around, I bow out. Meaning, this is my guy, this is my mentor. Things that I've gone on to do in life, when I come up, I put money in his hand, all kinds of stuff today. And so I'm just giving y'all. I know sometimes I go this way because I'm trying to hit something in you. I came here more as a mentor to encourage you that you're doing the right thing. So he still remembers my first touchdown. My first touchdown, and I was third string. Doc, I was third string, man. I was on the bench, and he was. Guess what? He was the third string coach. He just happened to be standing. They gave him a job to watch after me and my brother and another kid over there to make sure we didn't mess up everything. And one day, all the running backs in front of me got hurt, and they was looking around for somebody. And Coach Ron Newton says, "Hey, Dwight's sitting right over there," because I moved from Philly to North Carolina. We going in? I go in, and all I know how to do is run from you. It worked because I scored my first touchdown on the first carry. I'm telling you a true story. But the thing is, this guy who would become my mentor, this white guy, that would and I'm telling you not because of the race thing, but because you don't know what your mentorship will carry you to. Right. You might be mentoring a girl or a guy that don't look nothing like you. And you're still supposed to do it. I'm telling some of y'all that are mentors that's looking around your sports regular, your church, or looking for somebody well, I think that's a great little girl for me to mentor. Well, I think that's a good looking guy for me to mentor. And he don't look nothing like you. He got this thug kid. When he was a 19-year-old kid, we was gonna spend our life together. Mentorship is that deep, y'all. Menteeship is that deep. If I don't get his mentorship then, I don't get Chris, who we've been now mentoring and mentoring for 17 years. He sees my first touchdown. After we were together for 3 years, my father and mother they just didn't get along. We used to split up. I was born and raised in Philly for 10 years. My next 8 years was a living hell. We moved, they fight. We moved to South Carolina, they moved back to North Carolina, they make up, we go back and forth. But this mentor, when I would go to South Carolina, he'd call me and say, "Dwight, are you okay?" This is my mentor. That's you. That's you. That's you. 18 years I lose him. Don't know where to find him or none of that stuff. And then one day I call, and every now and then my brothers say, "Hey, you remember so-and-so, so-and-so?" And we said, "Coach Newton, yeah." And we do. We always thought about him. Then one day I'm talking to a cousin of mine on the phone, and she says, we just go off task for a minute. She says, I said, "Hey, you remember a guy, I've been looking for this guy for a while." She said, "Who?" I said, "You ain't gonna know him." She said, "Who is it?" I said, "You won't know him." I said, "Well, his name is," he said, "Well, who is it that you're talking about?" I said, "A guy named Coach Newton." She said, "Ronald Newton, he lives right over there." Just like that. Now I was in Virginia.
Accent and everything.
He was right where I left him. Mentors. Be where you were when they found you, where they left. He was right there. I never looked there. This is when your mentorship starts to run deep. And I'm glad there's young guys and young women here too, because I'm telling you about how we were and how you get your mentor and your mentee at a young age, and you don't even know that it can be the rest of your life. I call around 3 different numbers they give me, and finally the third one I call says, "Hey, my name is so-and-so, but I'm looking for a guy named this." And she says, "Ron Newton?" I said, "Yeah, he's my ex-husband." And I was getting ready to hang up the phone. She said, "Oh, but I can tell you how to get in touch with him." I called the next number. Now I'm all shaking and nervous because a guy that mentored this kid in the hood years ago, he's not going to remember me. the first thing I say is, hello? Before I could get my name, he said, Dwight, is that you? Y'all didn't hear me say the part about 18 years later. Now we would be together for now it's been 25 years more that we've been together. My wife can pick up the phone and call him and say, Dwight is acting up. I need you to talk to him.
And have.
Chris can drive all the way down, going through state and call him and say, Coach, I'd like to have lunch with you. And he will. Y'all, are y'all catching with the mentor? He got a mentor, she got a mentor, and many more too. Chad, you're probably so many people's mentor into the future from where you started at doing it. You don't even have a clue. They'll come back and tell you. And then you just gotta, if you're right where you're doing the same thing, if you don't throw the towel in on your call as a mentor.
Thank you for listening to our podcast today, The Call of a Mentor. If you'd like to leave a positive comment, or if you'd like to be on our show, please give us a call at 757-737-8714, or you can drop us a text message. You can also email us at communityservant85@yahoo.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
The Call of a Mentor is a production of Marriage Map Ministries and EOVBAA in association with Overwhelming Victory Radio. Our executive producers are Dwight and Angela McDowell and Dr. Greg Glenville, with Andrew Fouts as our associate producer. To find out more about Overwhelming Victory Radio or to listen to any of our sister podcasts, visit overwhelmingvictory.org.